So completing the square literally means we need to finish off the square. And this takes the general form equation and puts it into the graphing form. So when I complete the square, what makes it easier is if I only have to deal with that x squared. So I'm going to factor out the negative 5, and I'm only going to deal with the first two terms. So what I have is I have an x squared, and I have a negative x and a negative x. Now I have to distribute those two x's symmetrically because it is in fact a square. So I have x minus 1 as my length. To make this shape a square, I need to fill in that little square there of 1. So I have a plus 1 there. Now, because that 1 was not there to start with, I use it to finish off the square or complete the square. I have to balance it with negative 5 ones or plus 5. So now I have my square. I have balanced my equation, which is important. And I can write my graphing form. So there's my square. Okay, it's an x minus 1 square. And the y-coordinate of the vertex is 13. So the vertex can be found at 1 over negative 13 down. And what I've done is I've completed the square. I finished off the square. Here we'll do the same thing. I'm going to factor out the the 3. I'm just going to leave that aside. Now, to finish off the square, it's going to take half of the middle, because that's what has to be distributed symmetrically here and here. And I'm going to square it. So 1.5 squared gives me 2.25. And I have to remember to balance it. I've got 3 groups of 2.25, so I have to balance that with a negative 6.75. Okay, so I've added 6.75, so I have to balance it with a negative 6.75. Once I've balanced it, I can write it in the perfect square form. Okay, and I can then locate the vertex of this. So the vertex is at 1.5, negative 0.75. Okay, so that's the location of the vertex, and we want that vertex because that's the most important point of that function.